Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 9th, 2024, and it's been revealed that Barcelona owe 140 million euros in transfers. Also, Raphinha has explained the reason for his improved form. And finally, Wojciech Szczesny has revealed the reason why he came out of retirement. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps the channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to hit the goal kit, skip bag, or fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to hit the bet us. All links are down below in the description. Now, beginning with the news that it's been revealed that Barcelona owe 140 million euros in transfers. Now, as I explained in yesterday's videos, Barcelona have prepared the filings or the documents that they will be presenting to the club delegates during the General Assembly on October 19th. And in these documents, it contains all the details of Barcelona's finances, which I covered in yesterday's video. So if you haven't seen them yet, make sure to check them out. And in these documents, I told you that it had been revealed that other clubs owed Barcelona 23 million euros in transfers. And now we find out that Barcelona owe 140 million euros for other clubs for transfers. And this is the breakdown of the money that Barcelona currently owe. Now, Barcelona owed to Bayern Munich 10 million euros for the signing of Robert Lewandowski, 559,000 in short-term payments, and 42 million euros in long-term payments for the signing of Raphinha. Barcelona also owed 24.5 million euros to Sevilla for Jules Koundé, 18.8 million euros to Atlético Paranaense for Vitor Roque, 75,000 to Cornellà for Gerard Martín, 100,000 to Girona for the signing of Unai Hernandez, 900,000 to Real Betis for the signing of Emerson Royal, who's no longer at the club, 183,000 for the signing of Junior Firpo, and finally another 183,000 euros that Barcelona owed to Osasuna for the signing of Abde, for a total of 140 million euros that Barcelona owed to other clubs for the signings that they have made. And my God, that is a lot of money, which I hope that Barcelona will be able to pay without getting into financial trouble. Now, speaking of Raphinha, since we did just mention him, the Brazilian gave an interview to a Brazilian outlet where he has explained the reason for his improved form. And it seems that that reason is a change of mentality. Now, this is what Raphinha had to say about his improved form. I'm in the best moment of my career. Firstly, the time I've been at Barcelona has helped me. Then there is also the change of mentality to adapt to other positions that I made to be able to play and succeed. And then the work that you do regardless of whether things work out. To tell the truth, 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been ready to adapt to another position. I was very obsessed with wanting to play in my place on the right, which was the place where I felt most confident. I think the change came about when I understood that if I wanted to play for Barcelona or the Seleção, I would have to adapt in my position because there is a lot of competition and you are alongside players with a lot of quality. The question is that if you have the facility to play in other positions, this gives you a certain advantage because it allows you to spend more minutes on the pitch. At first, when they told me, I didn't take it well because for me, it was much more comfortable to play in my position with my back to the stands, being able to see practically the whole pitch in front of me. I felt much more comfortable there than playing centrally with my back to the center backs or on the left side where I'm a bit of a hostage to my good leg. However, over time, I began to understand that to play in a great team like Barca or the Seleção, you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to evolve, regardless of whether you play in your position or not. So Raphinha explaining his incredibly improved form this season due to the mentality, the fact that he accepted that in order to succeed at Barca or the Seleção, the Brazilian national team, was to accept a change in role because there was a lot of competition. And of course, that was very obvious. There's no way that Raphinha was going to be able to compete with Lamine Yamal or bench Lamine Yamal on the right wing. So therefore, he accepted that in order to get more minutes, he needed to evolve, he needed to improve, he needed to accept another position. And that's exactly what happened when Raphinha has played in the attacking midfield and on the left wing. And as such, we've seen a huge improved Raphinha, who is doing incredibly well. One of the best, if not the best, Brazilian player in all of Europe. And for that, all of us Barcelona fans have to be incredibly happy because, of course, if all Barcelona players are doing great, then the team is doing great. And if the team is doing great, well, what else is there to ask for? Now, I'm very happy that Raphinha had that change in mentality because I have to say that Raphinha from this season is 10 times better from the Raphinha of the last 2 seasons. And in fact, the last 2 seasons, I consistently said that Raphinha was not good enough for Barcelona. But this season, he definitely is good enough for Barcelona. He's great enough for Barcelona. And the proof is in the pudding because Raphinha last season scored 6 goals in La Liga. And this season, he already has 5. He's already matched last season's numbers, and we're not even a quarter through the way of this season. And if Raphinha continues on this pace, he might end up with 20 goals, which just goes to show that he is much better than last season. The last season, he was not good enough because, let's be honest, if you're happy about 20 goals, you should not be happy about 6 unless you don't have a standard of measurement, because if you're happy with 5, 10, or 50, that means you're just happy with whatever, and that's not how it works or should work for Barcelona. For Barcelona, we should have a very high standard, and we should only be happy when the players meet that standard, and Raphinha is doing exactly that, meeting the standard of Barcelona, being again one of the best, if not the best, Brazilian player in Europe. And I'm very happy for this improved Raphinha because we need all of our players firing on all cylinders if we want to compete for all competitions. So hopefully all Barcelona players can have the same change that Raphinha had, or at least the ones that were underperforming. Ferran, I'm looking at you. Now the next bit of news is in regards to our newest signing, Wojciech Szczesny, who has revealed the motivation for him to come out of retirement. Now this is what the Polish goalkeeper had to say. If you had told me a month ago that I would play for Barca, I would have laughed non-stop. I would have even laughed the day before Marc-André's injury. I couldn't imagine saying yes to any challenge at the moment. But when the phone rings, it becomes reality. When it's right there and it only depends on you, on your decision. You can think, imagine, plan, but it's there. And you ask yourself, can I say no to Barca? And the answer is that you can't say no. If you say no to Barca, it means you don't have the guts or you're not brave enough for a challenge like this. You don't have the courage for it. I think I still find the passion in me, and I'm at a level where I can help, and that's why I accept it. I was content with my retirement, but being content isn't enough in life. That's good and comfortable. But when you feel the challenge, when you feel that you want to push yourself to do something extraordinary, something that people will remember, motivation wins. The strong words by Wojciech Szczesny revealing that when Barcelona called, he could not say no, because you cannot say no to Barca. And I say amen to that, Wojciech Szczesny. And also Szczesny saying that, you know, when he got that call, that was a challenge. And if you say no, it means you don't have the guts to take that challenge. And I imagine somewhere Nico Williams is looking at this and saying, did Szczesny just call me a little bitch? Because it kind of sounds like he did. Because Szczesny saying that if you say no to Barca, it means you don't have the guts to take on a challenge this big. Because of course, playing for Barca is one of the biggest challenges there are in football, because it's not easy to play for one of the best and biggest clubs in the entire world. Now, Wojciech Szczesny also revealed which player on the squad surprised him the most, and it's gonna surprise you, because no, it's not Lamine, it's not Lewandowski, it's Pau Cubarsi. Szczesny said if you watch a game live, it's very different from watching it on TV and watching it from the stadium. You can see the way the players perform. Cubarsi has been the most impressive for me. After watching him on TV, I expected him to be a modern type of defender who is nice on the ball, but softer. When you see him live, he's actually not soft at all and makes very good decisions. Of course, he is good on the ball because his technical quality is very high, but his defensive qualities are actually very, very high. I'm looking forward to teaming up with him. I was very impressed. So Wojciech Szczesny saying that Cubarsi is actually Cubarsi, the player who surprised him the most, given not only his technical ability on the ball, but also how good he is defensively. And well, if a guy like Szczesny, who's played at the highest level for many, many years, who's been one of the best goalkeepers in Europe for the past 10 years, who's played at some of the biggest clubs, he's telling you that, then we better listen, because yes, Cubarsi is an incredible, incredible defender. And let's not forget, he's only 17 years old. That means he's only gonna get better and better and better. And if we're already seeing this kind of quality at this young age, you can only imagine what Cubarsi is gonna be able to do once he hits his prime. And I have to say, I'm here for it. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, peace, Cubarsi.